Hey guys, let's talk about roofs. I'm out and about in the community all the time, door knocking and having conversations with homeowners about their roofs, and especially after a storm. If you know me, you know already that one of the most important things is to be educated and understand what's going on after a storm as it pertains to our roof. You know, a lot of times we think that there's going to be an immediate just sign or view that our roof has been damaged, and that's not necessarily going to be true. And so as I'm out and about, I get a few objections, and I just want to go through some of those objections and just help you understand a little bit more about what you can do in your options for one of the most important pieces to your house, which is your roof. Again, a lot of times people will hit me with, I don't have any leaks. And the reality is that leaks aren't necessarily going to be the first sign that your roof is damaged. When a hailstorm comes, we've talked about this before, what it's really doing is hitting and impacting that shingle, and it's lowering the effective age of that shingle. So you may not actually see any wear and tear that's going to be significant enough to produce a leak for maybe a few years. But when those few years come to fruition, you're going to have a challenge that may be not able to have claimed by insurance, and you may have to foot the full bill of that roof replacement. And so it really does make sense to be able to have a professional roof inspector come in, look at your roof, and just see if there is any signs of damage from hail, because that could save you thousands and thousands of dollars, because replacing a roof at your deductible versus at cost is drastically different. Another one that I get a lot is that, well, we just replaced our roof. And usually when they say just replaced our roof, that means within the past 5 years we've gotten a new roof. The reality is that what we don't want to do as a consumer, as a homeowner, is have to pay that deductible again, especially if it's really high. But even though you have a new roof, if there is hail damage, that 20-year expectancy of that roof may have been cut down to 5 to 8 to 10. And so even though you feel okay now and it feels like a major cost, it is worth looking at and just seeing, because if the damage is present and is prevalent enough, you may want to just go ahead, bite the bullet, and get that roof replaced again. Because again, when you look at that deductible versus replacing it at cost, and especially if it's only a few years old, that could really hurt in the future. So it's worth having it looked at. Another one that I run into a lot has to do with deductibles. Now, some of us have really easy deductibles, but there are those of us out there that have expensive deductibles. I've seen $14,000 deductibles. Some of you may have really expensive deductibles, and even though you know that roof needs to be replaced, in today's economy, that might be a really tough pill to swallow. Well, at Curly's & Sons, we actually have a way for you to be able to finance your deductible. Now, your deductible is always going to be your responsibility inside of that insurance claim. It just has to be. And yet there are some options for you, especially with financing it. This just provides a way to help cushion the impact, especially when you need a little bit of cushion. So you may need that roof, you may have some financial challenges. Well, we can help bridge that gap potentially. Another one I get is that my roof is too old, right? We talked about the roof being too new. Now the roof is too old. Some people have gone through this process of going through a claim, having a claim made, and then having some challenges with the insurance company to where they don't get their claim approved. Well, the way that I look at it is that when a storm comes, it's worth having the conversation and having a professional roofer come in and inspect your roof, and then make the claim, and then have your roofing company come meet that adjuster, so that then they can battle for you and help create a better case. Sometimes what I have seen, which is actually the last little objection that I have, is that, well, I've already filed a claim. And a lot of people go through that process first. They'll file a claim before they have somebody who's advocating for them. What I would like to say and what I like to suggest is that if you know that you have something going on with your roof, it's worth having a professional roofer come in, inspect the roof, make your claim, or even if you've already made your claim, have a professional roofer come out and meet your adjuster. That's the most important thing in this piece. Have a professional roofer come and meet your adjuster, because they are advocating for you. They are actually looking out there and seeing well, what can I do to help make sure that the adjuster understands and sees the damage that I see, and hopefully put a case together for you to be able to have that adjuster make sure that insurance buys your roof. All of these things are really very valid objections, and yet when we look at our roof is absolutely the most important piece to the puzzle to our home. And so you want to make sure that you are protecting that roof and that you are keeping it in a really good condition. It should last you and protect you for a very long time. So if you ever have any questions at all about roof, leave comments below, private message me, whatever that looks like. I'm happy to answer any questions. No obligation, just to get the answers that you need.